So, you know, it is November, and I'm here with Jan McNeilan, and Jan does our wonderful garden tips every month. And Jan, you know, by this time of year, things are pretty much asleep. We've gotten to where we're going to be going for the winter, but this is a great opportunity for some deep garden thoughts, isn't it?
Sure, sure. As to what worked, what didn't, what are you going to do next year? What's your garden project for next spring and summer? Maybe none, but you might want to think about what you might want to do differently and take a look and see where your successes were and where your failures were as far as plants during this last year.
It's really true, and you know, I think in this industry we have a lot of younger people coming in that have not gardened before. That showed up this last spring, certainly, like with veggie gardens. And I think that the thing that we miss the most is that whole foundational good soil thing. We really don't promote that enough because it's kind of the boring part of the garden, but such a necessity.
Sure. You need to look at what your soil is. If you've never had a soil test before, at least get a baseline so you know where you are as far as either a lawn area or a ornamental area or a vegetable garden, and go from there.
It's really true. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about today with Jan is the ability to have someone come in, because gardening is an investment. Your landscape is an investment, and there are a wonderful host of people out there that will help you with that investment.
Sure. Everything from solving one problem at a time to actually looking at your whole landscape and giving you some ideas, some do-it-yourself ideas for the most part, where things that you can do in the garden, plants that you can plant, plant selection, plant placement, what you can do to enhance the garden according to what your family or what you want to have it look like.
Jan, there really is a whole host of different type of people out there that can help you do this, designers,
Sure.
consultants.
Sure.
So is there a difference in those different people helping?
Well, sure. There's everything from the tried and true gardener that gardened their whole lives that can help you, that's your next door neighbor or a relative or somebody that can help you, to someone who has the professional expertise, degrees in horticulture and soil science and landscape architecture. Runs the whole gamut. I think the point that I really want to make sure that folks understand is that whoever they get to help, the money that they spend, their hard-earned money they spend on plants, if they get someone to help them make sure they're putting things in the right spots, or that they get some ideas that will be successful and do what they want those plants to do in their yard, they're money ahead by having someone come in, whether it's a garden coach, a garden consultant, a horticulture consultant, a landscape architect, a landscape designer, a contractor. Depends on what it is, what your needs are.
And it's a point well taken, because, you know, plants are not cheap. They cost money.
No.
We all work for our money. And especially if you're going to be buying a whole landscape design, or even one specimen tree can be $1,200, that's a lot of money to put in to not make sure that you have a little bit of pre-investment before you make that big investment.
Right. I helped a neighbor next door. We helped them put a front landscape in, and we selected a really specimen spruce for their front entry. And while painting the house this summer, something got thrown off the roof and snapped that plant in half. And it's like, not that they could have done anything differently about it, but that's an expenditure that now has to be redone. And maybe we should have rethought what was needing to be done first and then put the landscape in. But it really, really helps to save money, whether a person doesn't charge you as a friend or charges you $20, $40, $60, $75 an hour. Even if you had 2 hours for $150 to have somebody come in and talk to you, you will save money in the long run, because you'll get that expertise that will get those plants in the right spot and have you be successful.
And it's pretty common knowledge that any home that's well landscaped has a better value.
Sure.
Now, you actually do this for a living too, don't you?
Well, not a living anymore. I'm retired. But yeah, we do that for folks to come in and just walk through the garden, take an hour or 2 hours, and give them an idea of what they can do. And there's a lot of people out there that can do that.
Well, you know, I've been in the industry a long time, and it's always fun to get more help and outside opinions, and sometimes it's just a security that you need to go forward. So for more information, we certainly would invite you to go to gardentime.tv. We'll give you some more information on your little side business here too, and get out there, work in your gardens, plan for next year so you can enjoy it all season long. Thanks a lot, Jan.